Hey, it's George. I just want to say thank you for listening to this Trainer Spotlight episode. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. Coach, what's going on? Tell us a little bit about who you are.
So a little bit about me. My name is Jose Rosario. I am the owner of Spartan Strong Performance. I am also a strength conditioning coach and a powerlifter. I grew up in King George, Virginia. I did my first 3 years of college at Shenandoah University before I moved to California. Then I started managing an athletic performance facility where we worked with football, baseball, softball, a few minor league guys, pretty much everything performance. And that was pretty much where I got the idea that strength conditioning was what I wanted to do with my life. Being there firsthand, learning from a mentor. My boss was a former strength conditioning coach for the Mets, so I learned a lot from him, and I soaked up everything that I could. He's an awesome guy. I still talk to him to this day. I learned a lot from him. His name is Rod Richards. But then I moved back to Virginia during COVID and passed the CSCS exam in 2021. And I've been personal training at Gold's Gym in Fredericksburg for like the past 3 years. I have all kind of clients. I have clients all the way from youth athletes from like 7 years old, all the way up to Gen Pop clients who are 75-year-old women just trying to stay healthy. Powerlifters, bodybuilders, everything in between. I have an OCB pro as a bodybuilder, and I have a 73-year-old client who's a powerlifter who's got like 12 national records or so. So pretty much everything in between. I'm really good with the body, the hips, and that nature, and I really love what I do.
It's great getting to know you as a coach, but you're not a coach 24/7. So, can you tell me a funny or interesting story about yourself that happened either in your practice as a coach or in your normal life outside of coaching?
All right, so one time we were at this meet, right? I had a bunch of people in this meet. I'm just coaching this meet and a few of my athletes there. And I have a 46-year-old guy who's been with me for a few years. He's had a few knee injuries and low back pain, had trouble squatting, doing a whole bunch of things, right? So over these years, we've unpacked the things, we've got him moving and got him to the strongest that he's ever been right now. And at this meet, we were going up for his third attempt, and he was telling me that he wanted 500 the entire time. And he goes up there to hit that last 500-pound deadlift, and he smokes it. And the expression on his face was just priceless. And that's pretty much why I do it, man. Like I started crying when I seen how happy he was. You know what I mean? Like we've been fighting for this for so long. So um, that's that's a little bit about me and why I do what I do.
What strategies do you use to attract and retain clients in your personal training business? I think we can all learn from each other here, and we'll probably find some answers to be quite similar to one another. But I'm really interested to hear what strategies and things you use to get new clients and keep the ones you currently have.
So I'm a huge proponent of good business sells itself, right? And a lot of my clients that I have move really well, are very strong, and very rarely injured. Um, and that sells itself, right? All the gym bros talk to my clients in the gym. I have a bunch of clients there, right? So everybody sees that my clients are healthy, and everybody really likes to be a part of that. And another thing that I do is I really tried to build like an exclusive community with the brand as well too. So it really builds interest into the brand when they see the team mob out, right? So like let's say that we go to a powerlifting meet and there's 15 of us, and all the meatheads, all of the mob are in a Spartan Strong shirt, and they're like, man, who is that? Or my guys are winning the meets and things like that, right? So I try to build a community with my brand, and the whole team supports each other, and that community is what really sells because people want to be part of something bigger. So that is a huge seller for me in bringing in new clients, is really just the community that I'm trying to build. The friendship, the awareness to the brand, the strength that we have, that you don't have to be in pain and things like that, right? So um, And then also I give like incentives, right? So like for my online clients and things like that, I tell them if they um bring a client who would like to sign up and join the team, they get a month for free, right? So this way we can continue to expand the brand. You can continue training, you get a little discount, and we keep things moving from there. I also run a few promotions on Instagram and pretty much by word of mouth. I tell everybody that I'm a strength conditioning coach, and if they're hurt or injured, come see me.
Let's say you get a new client. What's your process for assessing their fitness level, addressing their goals, and other things they express as being important? We all have different methods and can learn a lot from each other. Let's open the door and share some of our secrets.
So for me, when assessing my clients, right, I assess them from the moment they walk into the door, right. So I'm assessing their gait pattern, right, if they're wobbling side to side, if they're lacking internal rotation, if their toes are out, and things of that nature, right. I also get a basic assessment from like their daily life. Are they sitting a lot? Are they standing? Are they on a computer a lot, hunched over? Are they driving for 12 hours a day? Things of that nature. So I pretty much know what tendencies, right? So I know if you're on a computer or driving all day, that your thoracic spine's probably crazy tight. You might deal with some upper back pain or some low back pain kind of thing, right? So getting the hips moving and some thoracic mobility is probably a big idea for somebody like that. So really getting the background of their daily life and the things that they do gives me a good indication of some issues that they might have going forward. And then from there, we pretty much assess them through their movements, right? So, in the beginning, when people start training with me, whether they squat 700 pounds or they only squat 75 pounds, I bring everybody back to the basics. So like a goblet squat kind of thing, a counterbalance squat, and we just assess how they move from there. If you can't move in one of these regressed movements with quality, you don't deserve to go into a heavier lift and lift heavy things yet. You know what I mean? So I pretty much bring everybody back and assess what they need. Obviously, listening to them and aches and pains and weaknesses that they tell me about that they have, we assess those as well. But I'm pretty much just watching how they move and do simple things.
I'm a huge fan of continuing education, and I'm building Fitlete to give trainers more efficient access to education that solves their clients' problems. We all look at problem solving differently, and taking different courses, obtaining certifications, and going to new conferences can help us learn from one another. How do you continually develop your skill set as a trainer?
So I got my bachelor's degree in 2021, and then I passed the CSCS exam as well. So that's pretty much the only certifications that I have. But I get my continuing education through a lot of like prescript and things of that nature. I go to different seminars all over the world, like Swiss, and listen to different doctors talk about different subjects and things like that. Because I truly enjoy it. I mean, that's honestly where me and you met. We met at the Pat Davidson and Jordan Shallow in Miami. So I mean, you can see we're on the same page, like-minded. You know what I mean? Trying to grow the brand and the business. So that's pretty much where I get a lot of my trends from. Is just trying to stay updated with the research, the doctors, and the people who are doing the things, and with the community and Prescript and the other coaches that I have in my community. If I don't know something, I'm quick to reach out and ask a question, man. I know that I don't know it all. I don't claim to know everything about everything ever. So I have no shame in asking questions or following up or looking things up or reading, you know what I mean? So definitely in tune with trying to grow the knowledge of how we do things for sure.
The fitness industry is rapidly evolving before our eyes. How do you envision your personal training business evolving with it in the next few years? I'm really excited to hear what you have to say about this because we have to plan for the future and a future we want for our business. And while all of our businesses might have the same basic goal of helping people with their fitness, we can structure them in very different ways from one another.
So really just trying to expand the business and the brand worldwide. Um I'm kind of like a nerd and I really like strength coaches and listening to what they have to say kind of thing. So like somebody like Joy Flex or something, or um he has athletes all over the world, like in Swiss, in Germany, you know what I mean, in America, and all the strong guys here, you know what I mean? So really that's awesome. I want to be like him when I grow up. You know what I mean? So, really just trying to build the brand worldwide and just have people all over the world strong as can be. I have a few team members in Okinawa, Japan, a few guys in North Carolina, some in California. You know what I mean? So I'm really just trying to spread the reach and build the brand worldwide, as well as eventually come into a facility where I can instill some of these habits into the team, the home team, and have a home base where we can start doing things there and have the strongest gym in the East Coast.
I know challenges are all over the place in the fitness industry and personal training. Information is available in different formats. Clients are more easily misled by gurus and charlatans. Social media's influence is becoming more and more ingrained in people's lives. And now we have AI. What do you think are some of the biggest challenges currently facing the fitness and personal training industry?
Probably some of the trends and the fads in the fitness industry, like women lifting heavy are gonna get bulky if they lift heavy. You know what I mean? Or carbs are bad for you. Carbs will make you fat. You know what I mean? Like things are that like the spread of misinformation that is believed to be true across the internet and all over social media is probably one of the biggest ones. It seems like everybody on Instagram is a strength coach or hired me for coaching or sliding my DM for coaching or doing these things. But how many of these people are actually coached in person? And like it's like one of those things where like if you haven't coached anybody in person, you probably shouldn't be training anybody online. Super hard to know the nuances and things like that if you've never been there with a person in person. You know what I mean? So that's probably my biggest issue with the fitness industry is trying to get rid of some of those things. Everybody's like, "Oh, if I want to get big, I need to lift light weights for a lot of reps, right?" And you'd be like, "Or you can just lift heavy for more reps." You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah, that's probably my biggest issue with the fitness industry right now.
Jose, thank you so much for coming on and sharing some of that great info about yourself. As Jose said earlier, we met at a joint workshop with Pat Davidson and Jordan Shallow. They were the ones putting it on together. And if I remember correctly, it was like a brief introduction to either of their first level of their courses and programs. It was a few years ago, and it was held at the location where I was training people at the time before I actually got my own headquarters. So I was there and watching all these other coaches come in, getting ready to learn. It was a 2 day event, a tight knit group. I think it was maybe like 20 coaches. And we went to the taco stand. If you know, you know that place is insane. Taco stand in Wynwood together. And overall, it was just a great environment and people to learn with. So yeah, I'm glad you guys got to know Jose a little bit better through this episode. Check the show notes to see how to contact him the best. And that's all for this episode. If you want to learn more about Fitlete and possibly get your own episode, visit fitlete.com. That's FITLETE.com. Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.